What's up, y'all? Chakra-X here. That was just a little fun animation I did of Infinite and Nazo to celebrate my 100,000 subscribers I got today. Infinite is not in the Wrath of Nazo. Mechanically, I have Wrath of Nazo before the events of Sonic Forces as it stands now, so Infinite will not be playing any kind of role in the film. But I wanted to make a little something to celebrate this milestone for my YouTube channel. I really appreciate all of you who've been supporting my videos, both Sonic and original art that I've uploaded. I get it, most of the traffic I get from my YouTube is from Sonic content, and I really thank you all for that. And I look forward to, once Wrath of Nazo is done and everything else is done, I look forward to expanding my audience even more with original content in the future. So I thought I would use this time to give a small update on the status of Wrath of Nazo. It's been going very well. Near the very end of storyboarding. I want to say I have about 5 minutes or so more of footage to board, so I'm really close to the end. But I have some good news, a lot of good news, and some bad news. I'm going to give you the bad news first. Wrath of Nazo cannot come out in 2019 anymore. It's physically impossible at this point. Let me tell you why. This is the good news. Originally, when I started the project, I estimated 15 minutes would be the total runtime of the film. Then once I wrote the script out, I estimated around 25 minutes. Now that I have been boarding for the past year and a half, I've made edits to the script. That 25-minute film is estimated to be about 40 minutes at this point. I have about 34.5 minutes storyboarded now, and that's not counting credits, that's not counting final voices, and I still have the very end scene and epilogue to storyboard. And all that should take about 5 or so minutes. The reason this jumped up so long compared to my initial estimates was because Act 1 and Act 2 remain mostly the same, but Act 3 initially, it wrapped up too quickly. There was no sense of tension in my initial script. So when I went back in and added a little more dialogue, some longer fight scenes, it kind of pushed the runtime a little higher than I initially had in my mind. So what that means is that 2019 was the original estimate for a film that was going to be 25 minutes long, but now that the film is setting to be about 40 minutes, 2019 just can't happen. What that means is that I still plan to release Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3 separately. Originally, my internal release schedule in my head was to have Act 1 out by the end of 2017, Act 2 by the end of 2018, and Act 3 by the end of 2019. Since we're getting to the end of 2017 and I'm still at the end of boarding, all that is being pushed back. You'll still get them released in parts, so that way you'll get Act 1 as soon as it's done, Act 2 as soon as it's done. Act 3 will probably take the longest, it's a little longer than the other acts, and I'll probably release Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 all together as its own director's cut version of the film when Act 3 is done. That way I can make any edits or small changes to the other, kind of like how I did with Nazo Unleashed, where I had Act 1, Act 2 released on its own, and then I put all the acts together in a DX version. The reason storyboarding has been taking so long is because I wanted to stay on model as much as possible. So before, I might have had scribbles or really rough drawings of characters, but now that I'm drawing with a little more detail or a little more structure in the drawings, it's going to make it a lot easier. So when I go back into animation, especially for the still shots that don't require that much movement, I can almost trace over the drawings. There won't be as much guesswork when it comes time to actually animate it. So that's why I'm taking my time with the storyboards in terms of how I'm drawing them. Now once the storyboards are done, which I'm aiming to have them done either by Christmas, if not a little after the New Year's for any kind of edits and stuff, I want to release a moving storyboard trailer, so to speak. Once I have all the voice actors' lines, I'm going to cut up a small trailer of my favorite storyboarding shots without too many spoilers, just to give you an idea on what I've been working on for the past 2 years. I don't want to give away anything too soon right now. I don't want to talk about the stuff that Shadow or Knuckles or Tails or Sonic does, because you know, I gotta keep it a secret. I'll also be making changes to my Patreon sometime after the New Year's. I'm going to change it to really a pay what you want kind of deal, where you can get $1, $5, whatever, it doesn't matter. I appreciate absolutely any monetary support, and there will no longer be tiers. At this point, I'm finding it harder to keep up with the higher end rewards, and I want to maintain the value for my Patreon. So you can pay whatever you want, and you'll just get exclusive screenshots, tutorials, speed draws of not just Nazo stuff, but any kind of art stuff that I work on. I'll be uploading stuff monthly, and there will no longer be a tier system. People with the current tier system, I'll have special rewards for you before I make this change. So stay tuned on my Patreon for that. So once again, I just want to thank you all for the 100,000 subscribers. I've had this YouTube channel since 2007. I've been animating in general since 2003, 2002. And I never would have thought I would have had this large of an audience on the internet. And I really have, especially the Nazo fans, to thank for that. And again, I want to move on from Sonic once Nazo is done. And I'm hoping that all of you who are a fan of my work right now, stay tuned for more original content to come after Nazo. I know it sucks that 2019 was already a long goal, and that the extended date was even more frustratingly for you guys. I'm not going to give a date for Act 3 quite yet, because things could either speed up or change from then, but I am trying to get Act 1 and 2 out before the end of 2019, just so we can, you know, have most of the story out by the original release date. I do appreciate your patience. Animation takes a really long time, especially when it's the length of almost an hour-long animation special on television. I am getting help with animation. That's what the Patreon is for. I'm trying to pay voice actors and background artists and other animators to help me with the work. But currently the storyboarding phase is only stuff that I can really do at this point. And most of the animation will probably be done by me, just because I don't have the setup to create a full-on animation pipeline. But I will be having friends of mine who are professional artists helping me out with some secondary animation, some of the background, and some other things that would just benefit from having someone else handle while I focus on the main characters in the film. I promise all this will be worth it once the film is done. I will keep updating my YouTube and my Patreon just to give you guys a glimpse of where I'm at. I'm really excited for it. I hope you guys are too. And I want to thank all of you for your patience, for your viewership, for your support. I don't want to take any of this for granted, because I think what I have with you guys is something very special, which is what keeps me animating, which keeps me making art. And I look forward to entertaining all of you for more years to come. Thank you.